Problem 22, 2x minus 3 over 5x equals 11 over 2. My first step will be cross multiply. Have 5x times 11, 2 times x minus 3. It's 55x. 2 times 2x is 4x. 2 times 3 is 6. I want the x's on the same side of the equation. So I'm going to subtract 4x from each side. 55 minus 4 is 51. This is a negative 6 since I'm subtracting. Divide each side by 51. I'm looking to see if I can reduce 6 and 51. The multiples of 6 are 1 and 6, 2 and 3. 2 is not going to go into 51 because that's an odd number. Let's try 3. And 51 is divisible by 3, so I'm going to divide by 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Keep the negative. 51 divided by 3 is 17. So x equals negative 2 over 17. Problem 23, 4 over z plus 1 over z equals 2 over z plus 3. I have the same denominator, so I can go ahead and add these two fractions together. 4 plus 1 is 5, so I get 5z equals 2 over z plus 3. From here, I will cross multiply. I'll have 2z equals 5 times z plus 3. 5 times z is 5z. 5 times 3 is 15. I want my z's on the same side of the equation, so I will subtract 5 from each side. Negative 5 plus 2 is negative 3. Divide each side by negative 3. 15 divided by negative 3 is negative 5. Problem 24, 7 times x minus 2 minus 5x equals negative 3x. My first step will be distribute. 7 times x becomes 7x. 7 times 2 is 14. Just carry everything else down. Now I have subtraction signs, and I don't want to confuse the positive and negative signs. So minus 14 will become plus negative 14. Minus 5x will become plus negative 5x. Now I will combine like terms. I've got a 7x and a negative 5x. 7 plus negative 5 is 2, plus negative 14 equals negative 3x. I want my x's on the same side of the equation, so subtract 2x from each side. I'm left with negative 14 equals negative 3 minus 2 is negative 5. Divide each side by negative 5. These two negative signs cancel each other out, so I'm left with a positive 14 over 5 equals x. Problem 25. The piggy bank had $25.65 in dimes and quarters. If there were 20 more quarters than dimes, how many dimes were in the piggy bank? The problem tells us we have quarters and dimes in a piggy bank, and that mixture of quarters plus dimes is going to equal $25.65. Now, a quarter is worth 25 cents, or 0.25. We don't know how many quarters, so we'll call the number of quarters Q. A dime is 10 cents, or 0.10. We don't know how many dimes, so we're going to call that D, and that will equal 25.65. The problem wants to know how many dimes are in the piggy bank. So let's say the number of dimes is going to equal X. Problem tells us we have 20 more quarters than dimes, so the amount of quarters is going to equal 20 plus X. So now that we've defined our variables, let's fill them into our equation. We'll have 0.25Q, and instead of Q we can say 20 plus X. 0.10 times X is 25.65. Now I want to get rid of the decimal point, so I'm just going to move it 2 places to the right, or you can multiply it by 100, you get the same answer. So this becomes 25 times 20 plus X. This will become 10X. This becomes 2,565. Distribute here. 25 times 20 is 500, plus 25 times X is 25X, plus 10X. We have 25X plus 10X will give us 35X. I'm going to subtract 500 from each side. $2,565 minus 500 is 2,065. Divide each side by 35. X equals, and up here we said X is the number of dimes, so we have 59 dimes in the piggy bank.